Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you very much for tuning in. This is a screencast-o-matic presentation and recording for the part of the lesson that has us analyzing fake news stories. Before we get started, please let me encourage you to open up to today's lesson, scroll down the correct section, and get ready to analyze each of these fake news stories. Before we get started, please understand that this screencast portion for the lesson comes in two parts. This is the reading portion. Please proceed to the next part later on for the answers for each reading. Let's start with the first section here. Michigan Sharia zone immediately bans bacon, requires burqas in public. So, what about this story is fake? News update. Following the recent decision by Michigan's 109th Congressional District to adopt adherence to Sharia law, as well as traditional Waipopo law, County Commissioner Art Tobles took the podium to announce further plans, a full-scale ban on bacon within the district, and compulsory wearing of a burqa by all females in public. Indeed, as expected, this news proved controversial. Dearborn's $200 billion Allah Justifanash Mosque was surrounded by protesters and phone lines were jammed with angry potato pancakes. County Pastor Jonathan Regarab tried to calm the crowd down. There's no need to panic. Nothing is really going to change. They make turkey bacon, it's better for you. And to be frank, many of the women here are probably more likely to make a connection by hiding their faces. That's not me speaking. That's the Lord. He and Allah are super close. More on this powder keg as it eventually gets into an explosion of hummus because of Obama. So as you guys can see, that's the first section there. If you carefully analyze some of the pictures, some of the wordage, obviously, and additionally some of the heading fundamentals for headlines, you can see that this story is in fact fake. Let's go and move on to the next story here from the Broad Street Journal. Headline: Canada considering Justin Bieber as new Canadian ambassador to the United States. Here's the picture. From Ottawa. Pop sensation Justin Bieber has emerged as shock frontrunner to become Canada's new ambassador to the United States. Just days after it emerged that the United States was considering Sarah Palin as the new American ambassador to Canada, reports emanating from Ottawa suggest the Biebs is likely the replacement for current ambassador David McNaughton. Now, given the unique and ever-changing relationship Canada has with the United States, we feel Mr. Bieber could be the perfect person to communicate with the current administration in the States, Trudeau advisor Pamela Hooker said or told Fox News Live. Seconds later, President Trump tweeted his thoughts on the potential appointment. I think Bieber would make a terrific ambassador. It would be great to talk to someone who knows as much about politics as I do. Despite revealing a personal preference for Pamela Anderson to get the role, Trump admits to being a fan of the baby and sorry singer-songwriter, claiming that he likes his style. I like how he treats his diehard fans like absolute filth, Trump acknowledged. Bemoaning the fact that he's now president, he rarely gets time to spit on his fans from balconies. Special advisor to the president, Kanye West, also tweeted his excitement at the thought of sitting down with Ambassador Biebs to discuss U.S.-Canadian relations and how we can continue to grow the middle class of Canadians and Americans together. Everything I've done in my entire career has been geared towards this moment, a humble-looking Bieber told TMZ. And if blessed with the opportunity, I would promise to represent the people of Canada to the best of my ability, the only way I know how, in Dungarees. Nickelback frontman Chad Kroeger is thought to be disappointed to be out of the running, having been promised to be sent to America by the last 5 prime ministers. If Sarah Palin is named the U.S. ambassador to Canada, who should Canada appoint? Join the debate on Facebook and Twitter. So once again, going back to this story, you can clearly see, just by some of the wordage, the theming of this piece, and additionally some of the sensationalist elements here, you can clearly see that this is also fake. We'll analyze this further in the next presentation and chart. Let's move on to the next reading from the Babylonian Bee. Senate Democrats demand Supreme Court nominee not be unduly influenced by the U.S. Constitution. Here's a picture for context, and here's the substance of the reading. Washington, D.C. Still reeling from Trump's previous Supreme Court nominee, Neil Gorsuch, Democrats plan to scrutinize any new nominee to ensure that he or she isn't yet another crony of something called the Constitution, Senate Democrats announced Friday. Time and time again, we find progressive laws getting struck down, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer said in a Senate address, and it's always the ones the Constitution is against. These right-wing judges don't think for themselves, they just do whatever the Constitution says, and it's time for that to end. Senate Democrats have vowed to make sure that any new nominee isn't going to be beholden to the outside influences like the Constitution, the Founding Fathers, or the rule of law. We need judges to be advocates for progressive laws, Senator Elizabeth Warren added, not people who will bow to the whims of the Constitution, pitting its extremist values of freedom of speech and freedom of religion against our agenda. We're sick and tired of the Constitution sitting in the National Archives manipulating everything we do, stated Senator Cory Booker, trying to emote for the cameras but failing. Booker then called a 10-minute recess for him to refresh his supply of fake tears before he could continue. Asked about their concerns, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said he, quote, doesn't care and plans to, quote, completely ignore the Democrats in the nomination process since there's nothing they can do, end quote, and he is literally unstoppable. So as you can see yet again from the wording, the theming, the essence of the story, mixed in with other elements of sensationalist propaganda, you can clearly tell that yet again this story is fake. We'll analyze this even farther in the next part of the presentation, as stated previously. Let's go to the last source here. Breaking. Black Lives Matter leader kept virtually all donations. Here's a picture for context, and here's the context of the reading. You may remember the inspiring story the liberal media pushed for a homeless black woman who became one of the most prominent members of Black Lives Matter, organizing over 900 events and taking in millions in donations that were supposed to help, quote, raise black men and women up in society. But Markeisha Johnson isn't the woman in mainstream media, said, and those donations only help raise one black up, herself. According to a class action lawsuit filed Wednesday, Johnson solicited donations from vulnerable people to help others, but instead used it to help herself. The documents filed Tuesday claim that Johnson bought herself a $1.2 million home as well as a Range Rover and other exorbitancies, rather than use her ill-gotten gains to help people. Unfortunately, it's likely that what she did was perfectly legal because she solicited the funds through a GoFundMe campaign, and the company is notoriously bad at working with police to crack down on scammers. Johnson was questioned by the police but denies misusing funds. She refuses to hand over records. As Johnson enjoys her money, blacks across America continue to suffer poverty, gang culture, and more. I hope she's pleased with herself. So as you can see, not only from the theming and the essence of this story, but from some of the buzzwords, some of the pictures and headline attention-grabbing propaganda, you can clearly see that this story is also too fake. So, with the reading portion done here, what we're going to do now is analyze each of these stories and break them down even farther based off of the presentation notes that we just watched. Please proceed to the next part of the presentation.